My name is Wendy Curtis. I'm the Executive Director of Northumberland CFDC, and it is my great pleasure to say hello to everybody and welcome you here today, members of Parliament, federal and provincial dignitaries, municipal councils, so many fellow CFDCs, friends, and honored guests. We welcome you here today for today's announcement. It is with pleasure that I introduce you to our Member of Parliament, Kim Rudd. Kim is a lifelong entrepreneur and an advocate on the federal and provincial levels for small business, childcare, and post-secondary education. In 2011, she was named RBC's Canadian Woman Entrepreneur of the Year and served as Vice Chair of the Ontario Training Completion Assurance Fund Secretariat. Additionally, Kim was founding Executive Director of the Association of Private Colleges and Vice President of the Ontario Association of Career Colleges. Kim has an exemplary dedication to volunteering in organizations ranging from the United Way to Kinark Child and Family Services, heading the Regional Physician Recruitment and Retention Committee, and serving for many years as President of the Northumberland Central Chamber of Commerce. Kim was elected as Member of Parliament for Northumberland-Peterborough South in 2015, and in a matter of only breathtaking manner of only a few months, was appointed Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Natural Resources. Kim, I'd like to now welcome you to the stage to speak on behalf of the Honourable Navdeep Bains, Minister of Innovation, Science and Economic Development, and Minister responsible for FedDev.
It was Freudian.
Please edit that.
There's no tape recording. Thank you very much. And this is really exciting for me. This is my hometown, and where I get to talk about all good things that we do in this riding. And certainly Wendy and her organization are one example of what we do well, which is come together as a community, broader community as well as a local community, to innovate and help businesses grow. So I do have some, my role here today is on behalf of the Honourable Navdeep Bains. The Minister and I go back a long way and have become friends over the last years. And one of the things he will tell you if you meet him is that there is always an advocate from this riding to Minister Bains. So he hears from me often, and I'm delighted to be here on his behalf today. And I want to say a big thank you to the Northumberland Business Development Corporation, or as they're more commonly known here as the Northumberland CFDC, and to the Quoints, and I'm pronounced Quoints, it's quite an unusual name, and I'm sure I'm going to get the history on it very shortly, for hosting the gathering today of the region's brightest, and I will say best, technology companies. How appropriate is it that we are gathered here at the site of a former mill? Not only was this building the center of community and commerce for many years, it was also the center for technological innovation. In fact, this region has been known for its technological prowess since 1841, when Haldimand Township residents, and I see the mayor here, John, there you go, John, Harvey Tripp and George Rogers filed the first 2 Canadian patents for improvements to the water wheel. I bet you most of you didn't know that, because I didn't. Credit my speech. These two men had more than the water wheel and Haldimand Township in common. They were both innovators, and they demonstrated what we have now come to know as Canadian ingenuity. This is something that the government is looking to promote through our innovation agenda. The Government of Canada believes that innovation is critical to Canada's success because it fosters a thriving middle class by creating high-value, good-paying jobs. And it opens our country to new economic, social, and environmental possibilities. Later this afternoon here at the Mill in Coburg, digital marketing intelligence startups, Quoints, will be hosting a barbecue event for the community, and I hope you will all stay and join us. I understand there's something about lightsabers involved. I don't know the details, but we're going to find out. Quoints was the winner of the Northumberland CFDC's N100 Startup Competition last year, And this year's recently announced winner, Pinpress, is also with us today. The team at Pinpress, oh yes, we should have found it. The team at Pinpress are the innovators of a disruptive, shape-shifting mold technology for the manufacturing sector. Both startups are excellent examples of the next generation of entrepreneurship in Canada. And their round of applause is well deserved because this takes, it's not just, innovation is such an easy word to say, but the reality is the work and the vision that innovation has is not something that is necessarily easily come by. Today we look at ways to find ways to continue to boost business across Eastern Ontario by supporting projects that position our region at the cutting edge of innovation. As an example, advanced manufacturers here in Northumberland, like Custom Plastics International and Protoplast Limited, are adopting high technology initiatives to drive new business. And with the help of the Northumberland CFDC and Eastern Ontario Development Program, funding through FedDev Ontario, not FedDev.
Yes,
These businesses have integrated new 3D printing technologies into their rapid phototyping processes. The resulting competitive advantage of faster cycles will help the companies gain new business, access to new markets, and create quality jobs here in Cobourg. For these long-standing local businesses and for companies that continue to compete in the 21st century global marketplace, innovation is and must remain a defining value. Our government knows that tech businesses and startups are key to economic growth and crucial to Canada's long-term prosperity. That's why we are committed to advancing an innovation agenda that will support growth-oriented businesses in reaching their full potential. For that reason, and in the spirit of fostering Canadian innovation, I am pleased to announce that the Government of Canada, through FedDev Ontario, is providing the Northumberland CFDC with funding of up to $6.3 million for the delivery of the collaborative economic development projects under the Eastern Ontario Development Program. The initiative is targeted at for-profit enterprises and industry-led, not-for-profit organizations actively engaged in business development. Projects funded will generate meaningful and sustainable outcomes which will impact multiple communities across Eastern Ontario. They will also help to attract and retain a skilled and creative workforce in the region. The Northumberland CFDC will administer this program with the involvement of the CFDCs across Eastern Ontario. Applications will be evaluated by a collaborative innovation panel comprised of representatives from Eastern Ontario CFDCs as well as industry experts. Collectively, they will guide strategic funding decisions in pursuit of regional economic growth. Our government is committed to a strong, competitive, and prosperous Eastern Ontario. We anticipate that 150 highly skilled, full-time equivalent jobs will be created and 150 more will be maintained. This will give Eastern Ontario small and medium-sized enterprises the boost they need to integrate cutting-edge processes, commercialize new products, and access new markets. I want to say thank you again to Coints for hosting us today, and thank you to the Northumberland CFDC. Your hard work and commitment allows entrepreneurs in Eastern Ontario to drive innovation and pursue their dreams. Organizations like yours and the CFDCs gathered here increase the Government of Canada's ability to support small businesses and will ultimately help us to achieve our dreams of making Canada a global center of innovation. Thank you so much.
good. It's like deep pleasure that I offer thank you to you, Kim, and Minister Bains of the Government of Canada on behalf of the Board of Directors of Northumberland CFDC for this news. It's really exciting to work with the Government of Canada and specifically FedDev Ontario to champion and steer your various programs both locally and broadly, and in this case across Eastern Ontario, working with our many colleagues. We're super fortunate to have the ongoing support of MP Kim Rudd in delivering projects. We're also super fortunate to have received the full support of the 15 CFs of Eastern Ontario and many partners in pursuing this particular collaborative economic development programs and projects. Across Eastern Ontario, the CFDCs have already demonstrated a commitment to deploying FedDev Ontario's funding to boost innovation in the core sectors. So for example, not limited to, but some examples, in Frontenac, we're adopting unmanned aerial vehicles to pursue agricultural data collection. In Bancroft, a manufacturer with over 50 years of experience is continuing to innovate with new materials and new products with the support of the local CFDC and the Eastern Ontario Development Program. In Napanee, the expansion of production of advanced photovoltaics means new high-quality jobs, and the list goes on and on right across Eastern Ontario. This positive record shows that CFs add value not just as funders of these ventures and initiatives, but as strategic partners, helping to guide and shape investments for their local communities. This round of the program has been designed to continue to evolve, to build on the foundation of activity that has already taken place, and strengthen our ability through the East to respond to global calls for competitiveness. Activity that's built a framework for continued collaborations and strategic focus. Working together with CF and partner colleagues, the collaborative economic development projects will primarily galvanize innovation capital investment across Eastern Ontario with a high emphasis on catalyzing the private sector and industry-led not-for-profit consortia to invest in projects that drive the innovation that you're talking about. Innovation that we've defined as the adoption and commercialization of next-generation products and processes that lead to business growth, access to new markets, and investment in people. We kind of see this as an aggregate play, meaning an infusion of funds in a compressed time period across Eastern Ontario that's accelerating business and entrepreneurs at the cutting edge of innovation. It's about leveraging those investments to their maximum potential and their impact through an infusion of thought, emphasis, and focus. So we're going to be investing that $6 million across the East through multiple different investments through many projects, but really behind innovation assets in a short period of time. As Kim said, we're looking for high-quality jobs, regional in nature, meaning accessible to multiple communities. We'll be searching for key projects that can add to regional value chains, or those that promote urban, rural linkages and partnerships, or those that align with the markets and sectors as they currently exist, or how they can emerge, evolve, and diversify. So we have some targeted outcomes: job creation, employment impact, investment in emerging technologies, productivity enhancements, globally competitive business practices, and so on. All of the projects will be evaluated with equal weighting behind, and this is an equal weighting of 5 strata: innovation, business expansion, job creation or impact, priority sectors, and priority pathways. And when we talk about priority sectors, we're talking about things like advanced manufacturing, clean tech, biotech, ICT, disruptive technologies, agri-food and food processing. And pathways will include industrial or digital, local youth, women, Aboriginal and official language minorities. We're looking for supply chain solutions, intermachinery, communication, Internet of Things, advanced technologies like 3D printing and imaging. I'm just kind of feeling like I don't want to repeat what you said, so I'm just going to jump to a couple other quick things about the collaborative economic development projects and the panel. There is going to be a 25-member collaborative innovation panel who, for the first time, will be working with a contemporary online platform where proponents can go online, put their application in, and it will be scored remotely by those 25 people for how closely it hits the objectives of the program. And that's a critical, broader voice across Eastern Ontario that will help guide the selection of the actual projects. So let me end by quickly summarizing. The Government of Canada, through FedDev Ontario's Eastern Ontario Development Program, collaborative economic development projects, is an outstanding opportunity for Eastern Ontario to leverage the investments on a path to sustainable economic prosperity. a path that can help our region to be globally competitive by embracing innovation in all that we do as a core value in our operating approaches. Develop, commercialize, adopt new products, new processes in new dynamic ways. We're poised for growth and well positioned to strengthen our capabilities as a result of the announcement. Thank you again. And at Northumberland CF, we join our many Eastern colleagues in welcoming applications, and they're available now. Fact is, we're ready to go. I think we're live right now. Applications can be found at www.financingandstrategy.com. We thank again MP Kim Rudd here today representing Minister Bains, the Government of Canada, and FedDev Ontario for your continued confidence in our organization, and we look forward to working collaboratively with our many partners throughout Eastern Ontario, not just to hit your expectations, but outperform your expectations in building a stronger economy for all. So thank you very much, everybody, for attending today.